god, my hair was such an awkward length. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be revisiting a few of my book hauls. Alright, before I get into anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what book have you owned for the longest time and have yet to read. Okay, so I did one of these around this time last year and I was really intrigued to try revisiting some more of my book hauls, but you know, I wanted to give myself time between the videos to see if I could actually get some of the books from my previous one read. I don't know how I did with that, honestly. I'm intrigued and I should maybe go back and look at it. But anyway, this time around, I'm going to be revisiting my book hauls from the third and fourth quarter of 2021. I'm sitting at my desk and I have my computer right here with my video pulled up, so apologies if I keep looking down right here. Also, I will have a little bit of the video popped up here so you guys can see it. So right out of the get-go, and kind of just jump over my intro and start into the actual haul. Okay, so Twice Shy, I was actually in the middle of reading this whenever I filmed this haul, but obviously, yes, I have read this. I really enjoyed it. This was actually a gift to my friend Kat, and I've since given it to her, but I would actually like to rebuy this book and have it on my shelves. It was very adorable, super sweet, so freaking cute. Oh, I'm still talking, so I'm just gonna skip ahead. To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. You can tell also that I had already read this because I have some annotations in there. I think I actually was majority of the way through the book and then decided I have to have this. So I went by a Barnes & Noble and picked it up. I really like that one, and I actually am hoping to reread it here soon. Then A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I don't think I had read this yet, but I have read it since then. I've actually finished the series, or DNF'd the series, technically speaking, because I didn't finish the third book. I have read the first, I still have it on my shelves. Dial A for Aunties. It took me a while. It did take me a while to get around to this, but I have read it. This count is going really well so far. Super entertaining. Don't really recommend the sequel though. Ooh, okay. First one I have not read. Dead Girls by 𝗖cieះ𝘁𝘁. I still have an interest in this, but it does have a lower rating. I think it's a bit of a cozy mystery, which isn't something I pick up a ton of, but I'm intrigued. It's a Harlem Renaissance based cozy mystery and I want to know more. Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I have said I was going to read this book at least twice now and have yet to do so. However, I just recently bought it for my friend Allie for her birthday, and we made the decision we're going to make this a pick for our personal book club so we can both read it and force everybody else to. Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlin Doughty. Oh, okay. I have read this. I don't remember if I had read it by the time I filmed this video or not. This one I literally just read, I mean last month, and I did really enjoy it. I'm glad I finally got around to it. A soap opera, but so entertaining. I did steal this from my dad. I did read it and it's still on my shelves. Honestly, gorgeous writing. Purple prose all the way. Very short, easy read. Definitely not everybody's cup of tea though. Night Film by Marisha Pessl. I picked up for free, thankfully, because I read it. It was fine. I think it was a little overhyped. I ended up putting it into a little free library, I believe. Wasn't worth how long it was, in my opinion. Yeah, I've read this book. I regretted it. I regret the fact that I bought it. I was hoping that I would really enjoy it because I kind of had lower expectations off of everybody else's bad reviews, but no, I went with all the bad reviews as well. Good Day for Chardonnay. Absolutely. Of course, I've read it. I've finished the series, actually. Gilmore Girls with cozy mystery. That's how I'm selling this now. Orquídea. I did have this one on my shelves for quite a while before I finally read it, but I greatly enjoyed it. It was a 5-star prediction and it did live up to being 5 stars. Gorgeous writing, great magical realism. I had already read this by this point. I just actually needed to buy a copy of it because I got it from the library when I originally read it. Loved it. One of my all-time favorite romances. Yes, I have read it. I actually had 2 copies of this book at one point because I ordered it from Book of the Month, but for some reason, the first time I was reading it through, I found that I was missing a page. I had my friends send that page to me while I was reading it so I could continue. I told Book of the Month, honestly, I probably would have preferred a refund after the fact, but they sent me another copy, so I'm probably going to be unhauling that here soon though. All right, and the rest of this video is focused on an unhaul, so I'm not keeping count of these, but honestly, I feel like I did pretty good here. I think I did fairly well. It took a while to find any books that I hadn't read yet. On to the next one with my fourth quarter book haul of 2021. I still haven't read this, and it pains me so much because everything I've heard about this book has me so intrigued. I really want to read it. The size is just intimidating. I mean, it's a 5-star prediction for me. I'm very excited to get to it. It just has not happened yet. However, I have read this one. I really enjoyed this book. I was not sure how I was going to feel about it because it's a little higher fantasy than I am used to. This was actually probably the first high fantasy adult book that I really dipped my toe in, and I really enjoyed it. I went and bought the second one. I liked the second one, not as much as the first, but the first one was phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. The Starless Sea. Yes, I read this one. Another 5-star prediction, one that I actually read. Loved it, not really surprised by that because I adored The Night Circus. Erin Morgenstern's writing is just really perfect for me. I know it is not everybody's cup of tea, but her stuff, it works so well in my opinion. Spoiler alert. So this one's a little bit complicated. I attempted to read this book, but I ended up DNFing it around 200 pages. I was having a hard time. Looking back, I absolutely will acknowledge I was a bit burnt out by romance when I picked this up. I don't have it on my TBR shelves anymore, but I am planning to come back to it eventually. Rachel Bloom's book. Yes, I have read this fairly quickly after I got it. I loved it. It was absolutely hilarious. It fits her personality so perfectly. If you enjoy Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, I highly recommend reading her book. Another one that I am very excited to get to because I've heard this has heist elements in it. That makes me really intrigued because I enjoy a good heist story. Please don't recommend me Six of Crows in the comments. I've already tried. This is only a trilogy. I've heard it's a good stepping stone to get into adult higher fantasy books, which is why I want to try it out. Just haven't done that yet. God, my hair was such an awkward length. Okay, Lukrembo is another heist series that I'm very intrigued by. I know the second book also is like piratey, which I enjoy as well, but these books are huge and also high fantasy, so they kind of terrify me. I do want to get to this eventually. Honestly, all of these high fantasy books, it's probably just going to take something to officially push me into doing it, like a buddy read or a readathon or something, so please, if you're interested, let me know. I'd already read 𝗖cie, which I'm fairly certain I'm talking about here. I think Josh was the one who bought this for me because he knew I really enjoyed it, and I actually recommended it to his mom, so it worked out that he bought it for me. Same deal with Bromance Book Club. Had already read it, talked about it to Josh because I thought it was fantastic, and he bought me a copy. I only own the first book in the series, and honestly, I'm okay with that. The first was my favorite. In my opinion, the series kind of went down as it continued, but excluding the fifth one, I would be willing to own the fifth one. Okay. 𝗖cie Shades, I attempted to read. It is actually still sitting on my currently reading shelf right now. I am going to be reading this in May. I'm buddy reading it with Marley. Here's hoping. I do enjoy it, and I finally can start into the series and just get it off my shelves. I just wasn't feeling it the first time I picked it up. I think I just wasn't in a fantasy mood, so that was the problem, but so here's hoping that I'm in a more fantasy mood whenever I officially start this with Marley. I did read Nomen Omen. I have read the entire series, actually. Well, I've read the entire Nomen Omen series. There's a continuation series called Arcadia. The last volume was not the best in my opinion, which is why I decided not to continue on with Arcadia, but I liked the first two. It's an interesting concept. It's very beautiful artwork. I have read Piper. This is one I don't think I've actually heard anybody else talk about, but it's a very easy graphic novel. Granted, there are some like logical issues with it, but it's got some disability rep in it. It's a fairy tale retelling. The artwork's very gorgeous, and I like the coloring differentiation they do to showcase a change in the story. Ooh, 𝗖cie, I have not read yet. This one, I just had a really bad day, and Josh was very kind to bought me a few graphic novels, so I had never heard of this prior to Josh picking it up for me. I'm still intrigued by it, but I just haven't grabbed it. This is one of those that I'm always like, it would work perfect for a 24-hour readathon. And yet, whenever I have a 24-hour readathon, I never read my graphic novels. I don't know why. Same with Rocket Raccoon. This one is actually the start of a comic book run, which I would love to get into because I really enjoy Rocket, but I just haven't done that yet. I've had so many other comic book runs I've slowly been working through. Hopefully, now that I've finished a few of those, I can get into it. Oh, okay. And that's the end of the book haul. I feel like I did fairly well here. I don't know. Editing that will have an actual count up on the screen. Fairly certain I did better than the last book haul revisited video though. I feel like I said I had read a lot more of these than I did in that one. Okay, y'all, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in the description. I come out videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!